We will try to cover some of the most typical Cadillac Escalade issues in this short video. The majority of them are related to 4th and 5th generation vehicles. Please do not let this video diminish the fact that Escalades are typically dependable SUVs with 215,000-mile lifespans. And before we jump into the pool of Escalade issues, please make sure that you've pressed the like button and subscribed to the channel. Transmission problems. Transmission issues are never easy to deal with. They frequently leave you stranded and are very expensive to fix. Since transmission issues can quickly become complete failures, which necessitate an expensive rebuild or replacement, they should be investigated as soon as possible. Forums, such as CadillacForums.com, claim that the 2021 Escalade experiences transmission problems very quickly. These complete failures typically affect Escalades with 2,000 to 20,000 miles on them. Despite the fact that the failures are severe and leave you stranded, they happen early in the Escalade's lifespan and are typically covered by warranty. While some owners had to wait for parts, the majority of owners said the dealership was accommodating and replaced the entire transmission at no charge. It's intimidating to have to deal with such a problem at such a crucial stage in the development of a new luxury SUV, but that's what the 2021 Escalade is facing. Door handles breaking. Owners of 3rd-generation Escalade models frequently express dissatisfaction with the exterior and interior door handles. Broken door handles are unavoidably a major inconvenience for daily driving, especially if they are on the driver's side door, which is frequently the first to go. It is frustrating, though, when it occurs frequently on a flagship SUV that is otherwise renowned for its comfort and luxury. Although it is somewhat late in the vehicle's life, Cadillac chose to equip its Escalade with plastic handles that break around the 96,000-mile mark. This is alarming and unanticipated for a luxury vehicle. Each repair for a 3rd-generation Escalade typically costs between $200 and $350, which is problematic if more than one of your handles fails. Soy-coated wiring. For the majority of brands, including Cadillac, soy-coated wiring has emerged as a common problem. Because soy-based coating for wiring was more biodegradable and environmentally friendly, the majority of automakers made the switch. These soy-based coatings are less expensive than their plastic counterparts, which benefits both the environment and the automaker. These soy-based coatings have the drawback of luring rodents, who enjoy chewing on them and using them as nesting materials. Any system that makes use of wires that are accessible to these rodents could experience a variety of issues as a result. Since there is no simple fix for this issue and it affects the majority of vehicles produced by the majority of automakers, it has grown to be quite a problem. To try and catch these rodents before they cause an expensive problem, there are a few easy steps you can incorporate into your daily routine. This entails regularly cleaning out all the food in your car and opening the hood to check for evidence of rodent activity. It also entails checking for shredded wire where you park your cars. Delaminating touchscreens. Poor Q infotainment systems, a crucial part of your car that houses several crucial controls like the radio, navigation, and HVAC systems, are a problem with 3rd and 4th generation Escalades. Any issue with this system causes the owner great inconvenience, much less one that makes it unresponsive and useless. The touchscreen of the Q infotainment system in the Escalade delaminates and cracks frequently. Owners may observe bubbles, dead spots, and eventually spider cracks before their touchscreen becomes totally unresponsive or impossible to use. Cadillac uses a capacitive touchscreen that is made up of several layers sandwiched together, and it is thought that these layers have poor bonding from the start. Due to the layers' poor bonding, they will eventually start to separate, and as the gaps widen, the sensors will start to lose their effectiveness, creating a touchscreen that is unreliable and largely unresponsive. Owners and experts typically blame manufacturing mistakes for the issue. It is thought that improper glass surface cleaning and preparation, as well as inconsistent clamping forces during installation, are to blame for the poor interlayer bonding. You might anticipate a recall or service campaign by Cadillac to address the issue given the growing number of complaints. Unfortunately, no such action was taken, and instead, 4 TSBs were provided to customers, all of which did little to address the issue. The TSBs advised customers with bubbled, cracked, or delaminating screens to replace their integrated center stacks. First of all, this left customers who had outlived their warranty in the cold. They had to spend about $1,200 to replace the ICS themselves, or they had to put up with the horrible decoration piece that was once their infotainment system. The replacement was only marginally better for owners who were still under warranty. The replacement of the ICS only served to postpone the issue. It was a new but equally flawed system that would eventually exhibit the same issues. According to reports, some owners were able to solve the issue by completely replacing their ICS outside of the warranty period. Of course, this was a pricey ordeal that cost more than $1,500. This appears to be the only workable solution at the moment, but owners are hoping that the lawsuits will result in a better solution or payment for these fixes. StabiliTrak. The third-generation StabiliTrak, Cadillac's electronic stability control system, had issues that owners had to deal with. By occasionally adjusting the brake or engine torque, the StabiliTrak system aids the driver in maintaining control of the vehicle. It determines when to do this by comparing the steering wheel's position with the actual steering response of the vehicle with the aid of a sensor. Our investigation revealed that owners frequently grumbled about the service StabiliTrak light turning on and off. The service StabiliTrak light will typically illuminate first, and then other warning lights such as those for the traction control system, track, anti-lock braking system, and another light for the StabiliTrak may appear. Typically, this occurs when one of the sensors is malfunctioning. Additionally, these lights show that the corresponding systems are off. These systems provide protection and assistance in hazardous driving situations that motorists frequently encounter, such as slick roads or when they must make quick or emergency turns. Without these systems, drivers are forced to drive more cautiously on a daily basis. Unfortunately, General Motors has once again been of little assistance. The StabiliTrak system can be reset manually by turning off the engine, waiting at least 15 seconds, and then starting it again, according to GM. That does little to address the problematic sensor or sensors that are at the root of the issue. We discovered that the typical offending sensors are Park Assist, O2, Steering Wheel Position, and Bank 1 Sensor 2. You will need to perform these repairs on your own in order to fix the issue and bring your systems back online reliably given GM's lackluster response to the issue. You'll have to pay anywhere between $250 and $500 for each sensor's repair. Air conditioning issues. For the fourth-generation Escalade, air conditioning complaints accumulated across the country, so much so that during the summer, repair parts frequently experience a nationwide backorder. This enormous luxury car's air conditioning is far from ideal. When you need it most, its dependable condenser leak makes it useless. Because of its leaky condenser, the air conditioner just doesn't work at all. The condensers may have a condition where thermal cycling on its components results in a crack that allows the refrigerant to escape, according to a letter from GM sent to owners in November 2017. They offered some vehicles an extended warranty as a remedy for this. Fortunately, the Cadillac Escalade received a warranty extension of 6 years or 72,000 miles. Rubber hose issues on the Escalade can also be linked to air condition issues. This hose, which joins the compressor and condenser, is attached to flexible aluminum discharge tubes. The rubber tube suffers damage from this flexing, which leads to its eventual cracking or displacement. In order to address this problem, General Motors issued a service bulletin instructing technicians to swap out the problematic line and install a bracket to reduce flexing and unneeded movement. The repairs will be made without charge for owners whose cars experience this issue while still covered by a warranty. Owners who experience the issue after their warranty has expired will have to bear the cost of the repair alone, which ranges from $150 to $700. Faulty gauges in the instrument panel. Some Escalade's owners voiced complaints about the instrument panels, but these issues mainly affected models made between 2000 and 2016. The third generation and the first few model years of the fourth generation are included in this. The main issue with these unsettling instrument panels were the gauges. Owners typically became aware of the gauge's inaccurate readings at first. A typical example is a speedometer gauge that reads 0 or 140 miles per hour. Over time, the gauges completely stopped functioning, depriving you of information you needed to drive. Unsafe to say the least, one owner chose to continue driving without a functioning speedometer gauge. We don't advise making that choice. During the warranty period, General Motors paid for all repairs to the damaged gauges and instrument panels. If you were left with this issue after the warranty expired, you truly were left with it. Your only option was to pay in full to have the issue fixed, which would run you anywhere from $300 to $1,000. Takata Airbag Recall. The huge Takata airbag recall has an impact on the Cadillac Escalade as well. The 2007 to 2011 Cadillac Escalades were among the numerous vehicles included in the Takata recall, which is the largest recall ever to be issued. The airbags that were subject to the recall had defective inflators, which are prone to moisture and may rupture when the airbag is deployed. If the inflator ruptures, sharp metal fragments will be shot through the cabin at high speeds, which could prove fatal. The airbag inflator will be replaced at no cost by the dealers as part of the recall. The scarcity of repairable parts is arguably the worst aspect of this recall, one that continues to cause concern. Due to the enormous number of affected vehicles, there was a severe shortage of parts, which led to incredibly long wait times for repairs. Due to the lengthy wait times, some owners decided not to have the repairs made, so it's crucial to find out if a replacement was made before buying any potential used vehicles. What's the worst year for a Cadillac Escalade? If you maintain and service the Cadillac Escalade properly, it should last you 200,000 to 230,000 miles. Nevertheless, some Escalade model years perform better than others. We'd like to leave you with a list of those to stay away from. The Escalade's worst years were undoubtedly 2007, 2015, and 2016. The third generation is generally problematic, though. There will undoubtedly be nagging issues with StabiliTrak, faulty gauges, and delaminating touchscreens in the third generation Escalades. Later in their lives, when you'll probably be purchasing these used cars, you'll also have to deal with broken door handles. Vehicles from the third generation were primarily affected by the troublesome Takata airbag recall. The 2007 model of Escalades from the third generation tops the list of complaints, making it particularly unappealing. With the exception of 2015 and 2016, the fourth and fifth generation Escalades are generally superior choices. You might experience transmission issues with the 2021 model, but at least they are covered by the warranty. These models are subject to fewer recalls and complaints overall. They also deal with fewer significant or worrisome issues. You should be treated well by any of these Escalade models.